friends and family, and tell them also to subscribe. So anyway, the video that I'm about to show you and we're about to dissect and comment on, this is an elderly couple who basically they've reached the end of the road as far as their marriage is concerned. They're Nigerian. And this is something I see a lot of. A lot of Nigerian couples I've seen online when they're fighting, they'll post the fight on social media. I don't know what's up with that. A few years ago, there was this one guy. He lived somewhere here in New Jersey, and he was fighting with his wife, and the wife was what was she doing? She was making all sorts of accusations, like lying on the floor as if he was beating her. And of course, I understand the reason why he was filming her. He was filming her just in case when the cops come in, he could show it to the cops and say, see, she was making it all up. I wasn't beating her. Okay. But the problem with these things is sometimes they end up on social media. Somehow they get leaked or whatever. And I think in this guy's case, he actually put it on his Facebook feed so that friends and family could see what the wife was doing behind closed doors. But there are some things that I think should never be put on social media. And for instance, if I'm having an argument with my wife, I'm not going to tape that shit. I'm not. I mean, what's the point? Even if I tape it, again, it's only if my wife is being so melodramatic and she's like, oh, I'm going to call the cops. Oh, you beat me. Oh, you put your hands on me. And if I didn't, then I'll start taping because, when the cops get there, it's going to be her word against mine, right? And I need the burden of proof falls on me to show that I didn't put hands on her. So in a case like that, I will tape it. But I'm not putting it on social media. That's nobody's business. You understand? And that's how rumors get started. But anyway, so this young gentleman, he was taping this thing, and it's unfortunate because the kids were in the video and they were crying and they were trying to placate their mom and tell their mom to stop acting up, but their mom wasn't listening. Their mom was just being a typical female, just being overly dramatic. And not to say that some men don't do that. Some men do that too. And the sad part about it is that gentleman ended up, he went to Nigeria for a visit or something, and apparently the story that came out was that he when he went to Nigeria, you could tell clearly he was having a good time in Nigeria, and was having too much of a good time, because clearly he was far removed from his wife. He was far removed from the source of his angst and anxiety and misery. So he was just there balling, having a good time. But he was in the club, and I guess he was flashing money or something. And, some killers were in the club and were looking at him like, all right, okay. You balling, huh? You just got back from the States, huh? You got money, huh? All right, okay. We see you do. Keep doing your thing, player. Keep doing your thing. You popping champagne. We out here. We hungry. We starving. So later on that night, he went home and they followed him home, and he got into a gunfight with them. I think he killed one of them, but they ended up killing him because it was just him. And it was very unfortunate because in the aftermath of that, now people started blaming the wife. People started saying they thought it was a setup. They think it was the wife that set him up and all that stuff, which, that's just hearsay. I don't think the wife had anything to do with it, but this is how these things, this is how they usually play out, So, and people kept going back to the video and, just comments like, Africa, how Africans do. God will punish you. God will punish you and all that stuff. You will go to hell. You are an evil woman. And, there was no one on the woman's side. There was no one to speak for her. There was no one to defend her. There was no one to present her side of the story. But she did that to herself because people were just going by the video that her ex or her deceased husband had put on social media a while back. And the optics of the video did not paint her in a very good light at all. So even though she had nothing to do with her husband's demise in Nigeria, that was just him, falling victim to his own vanity while he was down there showing off, But you see how the blowback came onto the wife. But anyway, that was a couple years ago. So, but back to my original premise. So this video, someone sent me this video, and it's a video of an elderly Nigerian couple, and they're going at it just, and you can tell, man, you can tell this is, you know what? Let's just go and let's just get into it. Let's get into it so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Team, and you come down here and stay here like nothing happened.
You fuck all the girls you fuck too.
Nothing happened.
Get out from me.
You come down here like nothing happened.
Get out, please.
You
Get
go and
out.
you fuck your lover. You come down here. You entered in the car in my face, in front of me, and you are talking about nonsense.
Get out from me, please.
Tell me to get. Tell him to come pick you up.
Now I think he says that his wife has been sleeping with his friend and in their matrimonial house. I think that's what he's suggesting, which that is so disrespectful, man. I mean, if you're going to have an affair, go have your affair in a hotel or somewhere, but don't disrespect your house, your matrimonial house, and probably your matrimonial bed by having an affair in there.
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here,
Get out!
Get the fuck out of here!
Get out!
You're not needed here, Chinenye.
Yo, I don't need you.
Then why are you here?
So get
why
out.
are you here?
Get
Go
out.
fuck your lover, Chinenye.
Yes.
That's what you do.
Get out
every day.
Get out from me.
Every day, and you're here. Then you're talking pure nonsense.
God forbid. It's your
God forbid what, Chinenye. That's what you do, Chinenye.
Get out.
And you know.
Get out.
You know.
Get out from me.
Every day.
They ain't gonna do that for me.
Oh, shut up!
Get out from me.
Don't
Don't hit me. Don't hit me.
Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Who the hell are you to hit me?
Why are you hitting me?
Why are you hitting me? You hit me. You hit me first.
Get out from me.
Take that. You stupid fool. You hit me.
Stupid
you hit
idiot.
me
Don't hit me again.
No, hit me again.
Stupid idiot.
You hit me, I hit you back.
Come on, sister.
You hit me, I hit you back. Hit me, I hit you back.
No, hit you again.
So clearly, the love and respect in this marriage flew out the window a long time ago. A long time ago. Whatever respect she has for him dissipated a long time ago. And whatever love these two had between each other evaporated a long time ago. And it's so sad, whenever you see couples bickering or arguing fiercely like this, all you can think of is, wow, they were at some point so madly in love with each other. Not all the time, but most of the time, right? To think that, at some point these two actually liked each other. These two actually would gaze into each other's eyes and think, oh my God, and staring at each other would what's the word? Would evoke warm thoughts and feelings inside each other. Fast forward to a couple years, and this is what they're doing now. They're at each other's throats, at each other's necks. You see? It goes to show you. this whole marriage and love thing, it's very fickle. It's very fickle. But then again, that is human nature on display here. We are very fickle creatures. Okay, we pretend that we're principled, and we make vows, and we say all these things to make it seem like we're in control of our destiny. But the truth of the matter is, all it takes is a few calamities or a few things to throw us off our trajectory, and then the true primal selves come out. And this is us in our worst state. This is the part that we keep submerged. This is the hidden part. The ugly side of us. When things aren't going our way, when we're not using our rational minds, this is what we defer back to. And so as a human being, you have to be aware of this. And you have to put in place contingency plans for this sort of thing. This gentleman here clearly is older. If I were to guess, I would say he's probably like in his late 50s, going into his 60s. And if you're in your late 50s, going into your 60s, man, is this the time to be bickering in your marriage like this? Seriously. If we're to take a guess as to how long they've been married, what would you guys say? 20 years, maybe? 30? All this bickering at this stage in your life. Probably this man's blood pressure right now is probably like 300 over 200. Because he's so angry. As a man, do you really need this in your life? Particularly at this stage. Do you need this? I don't think so. But you see, this is what happens when you don't put in place contingency plans. I know of African couples who, when they got to this stage in their lives, they weren't getting along. And, they left. The man left. Usually the man would leave. Okay. Why? Because he had somewhere to go. Either he would go to the mistress's house and go stay there and not even bother with the first wife, or they would just move back to Africa. They would just move back to Ghana or Nigeria or whatever, just up one day and just leave. But the reason why they're able to do that is because they had things in place already. All the whole time when they were married, they knew, God forbid, if something like this happens, I can always just up and leave. I don't have to say bye to nobody. I don't have to explain myself. I have a place to go to. This guy doesn't have anywhere to go. He is stuck with her. And that is what makes him even more angry. That's why that is why all that vitriol is coming out. As a man, you should be able to walk away. You should be able to walk away. You should never put yourself in a position where your spouse, your female spouse, has their tentacles so deep in you that you can't extricate yourself. Never put yourself in that position. Never. You should be able to walk away if need be. Anyway, let's continue.
Hit me again.
No, you hit me first. You hit me again.
Idiot.
You hit me again.
No, don't.
Let him go. Tell him to come pick me up.
Don't hit me again.
No, you hit me.
Don't hit me
You are the
again.
one that hitting me.
Don't hit. You are in my space. Don't hit me again.
Touch me again.
Don't hit me again.
Touch me again.
Don't hit me again.
Touch me again.
Don't hit me again.
No, you hitting me. You hitting me.
Don't hit me again.
You hitting me.
Leave my hand alone.
I'm not holding your hand.
You're
Don't
hitting
touch
me.
You fool.
Stupid idiot. Stupid idiot. Talk about fubu.
Oh, you could. Bushati. Come grab that couch. Come drive.
Oh man. The respect left a long time ago. A long time ago. A long time ago. Now she's likening him to a goat, a sheep. Did y'all see that? This is what she thinks of this man. This is what she thinks of this man. And again, when it comes to African couples, that live in the diaspora, I have heard a lot of horror stories, man. And again, using Nigerians as an example, there was a time a couple years ago, I was hearing, it started with one story. And you know how, like, when you're online and you read one story and they're always related stories, right? So a couple years ago, I read about this one couple. I think they were in California or something. And the husband killed the wife. That's how angry he was. He tied the wife to the back of his car or something and dragged her through the streets. I was like, God damn. Do you hate her that much? And then, based upon that, I saw the stories where these guys, because the Nigerian guys, they don't play. A couple more Nigerian husbands that killed their wives because, the marriage was done for. But, killing your spouse is not the answer to your problems. And again, this is why you need a second abode. This is why you need options. As a man, you must always have options. So one, in addition to having a place you can call a second home where you can go to when all this stuff is popping off. Of course, it would be nice too if there's a female presence there when you decide to go there. You understand? So that basically it's like going from one house to another house. And nothing has changed. The only thing is you're going from one house where there is strife to another one where there is peace and harmony. You dig? But it is when you don't have that option and there is no way for you to walk away and to go vent and get rid of all this drama around you. That is when you explode. That is when you end up dragging your wives behind your cars. That is when you end up shooting your wives. When you don't have options as a man, or when you have not put in place contingency plans. This is the sort of thing that happens to you. So it is very, very important as a man. You need to have a contingency plan. You need a second abode. You need a second residence. So that if you ever have to leave, there's a place for you to go to. All right.
I don't need you.
Yes, get out.
You are shower. I don't need you. You be no more. I don't need you.
Okay, God.
I don't need you. Look at you. I don't need.
And the sad part about this is, you see, the guy, whoever his friend is that came in between the two of them, he's probably sitting in some Nigerian restaurant somewhere right now eating some amala and a goosey soup or a wedu and a bao or something, and is just smiling, talking about, man, yeah, that one Cynthia whatever her name is, whatever she yeah, man, I was over there last night beating it up. You know what I mean? Her sucker husband was at work and I was beating it up, man. I beat it up so bad. I'm so hungry, man. I gotta come out here and eat. You see that? He has left all this destruction in the wake of his actions, and he's over there. They're over here bickering, fighting amongst each other, or and he's over there somewhere, probably enjoying himself, probably drinking a Gouda or a Star or some Guinness or something, probably watching Premier League. For all you know, he's probably even happily married. He's with his wife. He's happily married. And he's being served by his wife right now some food to eat. And yet, look at what he has done to this family over here. You see? Again, this is just me speculating. So, let's continue.
That's why I don't want you to be here begging me to fuck you. You'll be here begging me to fuck you. Every day that's what you do. You are begging me to fuck you, Chinenye.
This guy is deluded. What makes him think that this lady is gonna come and beg him to be intimate with her? I mean, doesn't he see that all the respect is gone? And once a woman doesn't respect you, the last thing she wants to do is sleep with you. There's something wrong with old boy here, man. There's something wrong with old boy here. And, he is exhibiting all the classic symptoms of a man who did not factor in the possibility that his marriage might not work. He's exhibiting all the classic symptoms. He is emotional, and I get it. He's angry, and I get it. But the thing is, what is he going to do about it? Other than yell and scream and in his mind wishfully think that the wife will come and beg him to be intimate with him. Other than doing all those things, what else can he do? Nothing. He can't do anything because he didn't put anything in place. He has no protection whatsoever. He's out there in the cold. All he can do is stay in this house with this lady and just have his energy being slowly sucked out of him, the life slowly being sucked out of him. And the way he's going, if he's not careful, he might end up getting a heart attack or a stroke or something. This is the last thing a man of his age needs in his life. The last thing. Anyway, let's start wrapping up.
You were miserable.
Let me know. I don't want you. I don't want you. Disgusting, Chinenye. You're disgusting. The pussy smell. You're disgusting. You have given me gonorrhea. From fucking banana to
in my space. Get out.
That's what you're doing.
That's only you. That's the only thing you know.
You are saying that.
Did he say she has given him gonorrhea? Oh man. That was funny. Someone gave him he claims she gave him the clap. Oh man.
You're fucking hot, Chinene. That's
Yes,
why.
you are.
You fuck everybody you
Yes,
see.
you are.
That's
Yes,
why
I
you not.
am.
I will not
Yes,
let
I
you.
am.
I will not let you come by me.
Yes,
Close
it's
by
okay.
me. I don't need
It's
you.
okay,
I don't
then.
want you.
It's okay. Bye.
You see.
It's
Starting
okay,
from
bye.
tomorrow, it's a new ball game.
Okay, it's a new ball
You
game.
see.
Let's see.
Uh-oh. Starting from tomorrow, it's a new ball game. What's he gonna do? Ooh. I want to know what he's gonna do.
Bet me.
Let's see.
Did
You said bet you.
Did you hit me?
You said bet you.
What did you hit me
You
for?
said bet you.
Anyway. So I just wanted to share that with y'all today. It's sad, it's sad. Just yesterday I posted a video of another couple that was also going through something. I can't even remember. What was it? I can't remember. When a marriage is over, let me see. What was it that I posted yesterday? All right. Oh, right. Okay, yes. So yesterday, if you haven't seen it, go back and look at it. That one was the strawberry letter from the Steve Harvey show. And those weren't Africans. Those were, I think, was an African American couple that the lady, the wife, wrote into the Steve Harvey show explaining what was going on in their marriage. So I talked about that. But, every day a marriage is ending some way. Every day. So the question then becomes, if you're in a relationship and you're married, again, no one gets into a marriage thinking, okay, 10 years from now, I'm going to be divorced. Who does that? Nobody does that. The only person I have heard said that you shouldn't be in a marriage for more than 10 years is the GOAT, Mr. No Good. This is back when he used to podcast. This was like about 15 years ago. He said you shouldn't be in a marriage for more than 10 years. Now, that is his opinion, right? But, you take someone like my parents who've been married for damn near almost 50 years and stuff like that, that is what, when you get into a marriage, that is what you aspire to, right? That's what that's the goal that you aim for. Okay, this is someone you want to spend your life with. But stuff happens. And if you're a man and you end up marrying the wrong woman, sometimes you could even you could marry the right woman, a good woman, but then somewhere down the line, people change. And it is how you adjust to that change. That is what will determine whether the marriage will continue to succeed or not, right? It's how you adjust to the change. But the point is, just like how if you buy a car, you're forced to buy insurance, or if you buy a house, you're forced to buy insurance, not because you wish that or you hope that you'll get into a car accident, or you hope that your house will burn down, but in life things happen, right? So because of that, you purchase insurance. And that's what I'm saying, or the gist of this show, and by using this video as a backdrop, is that there are certain things that, as a man, and I can't speak for women, I am only speaking to my male audience here, okay, is that as a man, if you plan on getting married or you're married, you got to have contingency plans. You got to have marriage insurance, let's put it that way, so that if things start to go south, you exit stage left. Okay, well, left this way. But you don't stick around and bicker and fight and yell and do all this extra stuff. You don't need that, especially when you're in your 50s. You don't need that. You dig? Anyway, so that'll be it for today. If you liked what you saw, again, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the notification bell. And if you want me, or if you have comments about this video, there's the WhatsApp number right there. Okay, send me a voice note, send me a text, and I'll read your comments on air the next time that I'm here. All right. So until the next episode, enjoy the weekend. It's a Saturday. Be safe out there. Don't do what I wouldn't do. And most importantly, be kind to your fellow man. This is your boy, Mr. James Carrington, signing off.